So when I make abundance videos like this one, I often think that there are probably people out there who are living how I used to live. While they're watching this, I used to take the city bus. I used to take public transportation. And I think that, out there's probably people watching this video right now who are watching this while they're taking the city bus or they're taking public transportation or they're living a less abundant life than they would like to be living. And if you're one of those people, or if you're just simply not living the abundant life that you want, hey, I've been there. And today's video is dedicated just for you because I'm going to teach you a secret on how to attract more money and wealth into your life, and it's how to act wealthy. Specifically, how to act wealthy when you're not already wealthy. See, if you want to attract wealth and money, you have to act as if. You have to act wealthy in order to bring it in. Now, today's video was actually inspired from a lot of viewer questions that I got on another one of my abundance videos. And the title of that video was, I became wealthy when I learned this. In that video, I talked about 5 things that helped me manifest a really wealthy life. And one of them was learning how to act wealthy. And I got tons of viewer questions on, Andrea, how do I act wealthy if I'm not wealthy? Like, I don't have money. How am I supposed to act wealthy? In today's video, I'm gonna share with you 3 ways that you can act wealthy even if you're not. These are 3 simple things anyone can do that will really level up your ability to attract money and wealth into your life. All right, so our first tip on how to act wealthy when you're not has to do with your physical appearance, your physical appearance. And frequently, when people think about acting wealthy through their physical appearance, they'll think to themselves that they can't do it. They don't have the money for the wardrobe. They don't have the money to go get their hair done or get their nails done or all of those things that you would expect somebody with a high degree of income to be able to do. But the good news is you don't have to do those things. There's actually 3 core ingredients that I've found that are the cornerstones of success when it comes to manifesting kind of a wealthy physical appearance. And they are things that you can do even if you don't have money. Now, these 3 items are to be clean, to be neat, and to keep it simple. Let me repeat that. To be clean, to be neat, and to keep it simple. Now, if you really go and take inventory on wealthy people, go look at some people at the country club, go look at the Fortune 500 magazines, go look at people who are truly wealthy. These are all 3 themes. They're not necessarily the craziest dressers. They're not necessarily into wild fashion, but they tend to be clean, neat, and they tend to keep it simple. So you don't have to go to the spa. Okay, but make sure that you're showering. Make sure that you're washing your hair. Make sure that you're brushing your hair. Make sure that you're pressing your clothes. That's a big one. Ironing your clothes or steaming your clothes. Another example, if you've got loose threads on your clothing, trim those off. If you've got scuff marks on your shoes, rub those out, polish those out. You can work with what you have and still meet those 3 parameters. But something that causes people to give off a less abundant look is being a little bit crazier with their appearance or being disheveled. And so, hey, I'll throw myself up as an example because it's a really great teachable moment. If you want to go back and look at some of my very first YouTube videos, you'll see that I tended more to that end. And so I tended to wear crazier stuff. I had more bold, kind of out there jewelry. My hair was a bolder color. I tended to be a little bit more out there. I wasn't keeping it simple. And I wasn't as neat and put together. And you can see clearly how much different my wealth appears based on how I'm dressed today versus how I dressed back then. So you do not need to go out and overhaul your entire wardrobe, but try to keep it neat, clean, and simple. Work more with monochromatic clothing. A simple button-down shirt or a simple clean white t-shirt is gonna make you look a lot more abundant than some of these more crazier patterns and crazier things that people often wear, just like I used to. And also, as another quick tip here, As you buy clothing and items to wear in the future, I would encourage you to invest in higher quality clothing as you can. And that may seem like I'm asking you to spend a lot more money, but one thing that I found that is very, very true is that if you invest in higher quality clothing, it does actually last much, much longer. And so you can actually end up saving money if you invest in higher quality clothing. And so you don't have to go out and overhaul your entire wardrobe just yet. But as you're going out and buying pieces in the future, consider buying something that's made of sturdier material or is made from a better brand. Therefore, that item will last much longer and you'll end up saving lots of money in the long run. Over time, if you do this, you're going to start to accumulate a much higher level of clothing that looks really nice in your wardrobe. But again, that's something you can just start with nice and easy. You do not need to go out and overhaul your entire wardrobe today. Now, after listening to this first tip, is there anything that you think you could do that would cause you to have a more wealthy looking appearance? Go ahead and jot it down below in the comments. And if you have other ideas, make sure to share them there as well so that everyone who's reading the comments can get lots of ideas on how to up their physical appearance exactly where they are so that they can act wealthy and attract more money. All right, now for our second tip on how to act wealthy so you can attract more money into your life with the law of attraction. And this has everything to do with your speech and how you talk about money. So I've made it my life's work to really study people who are abundant and learn how to emulate those behaviors in order to attract the same kind of money. And one thing that I've noticed about people who are wealthy is that they are usually very comfortable talking about money, and they tend to speak more about large dollar amounts than small dollar amounts. See, when I was living my city bus days and not living a very abundant life, I did not speak comfortably on money. And neither did anybody else that I was around for the most part. People tend to downplay money and they would talk about small amounts. So if you were to say something like, "Hey, Andrea, I really like your top." Andrea from back then would have said, "Oh, this? Yeah, I got it on clearance. It was just $5. It was almost as if I didn't want to talk about how it looked nice or talk about how I looked more abundant. I had to play it down. I was very uncomfortable and I had to let everybody know it was a small dollar amount. And now that my abundance has grown, the people that I'm around now have a lot more money. The way they talk about money is radically different. I was at an event the other day talking to a couple of friends, and we had a whole conversation about private planes and how much private planes cost and how much the fuel is and how much the pilot is. There was a whole conversation on large dollar amounts having to do with owning private planes. And this is something you will notice. People that have money, it's not a big deal for them to talk about it. And it makes sense with the law of attraction. See, what you're comfortable with is going to be comfortable with you. All right. So like if you were comfortable with your friend, you and your friend are going to have a really nice interaction with one another, and you're going to enjoy each other's time, and you're going to feel that you have an abundance of friendship from that friend. Well, the same thing is true with money. If you are comfortable with speaking on the topic of money, money will be comfortable with you. You're going to have a really abundant and great relationship with money. The other part to this is the amounts. Okay, so make sure that when you're talking about money, don't do things like squabble about the price of gas or the price of milk or small dollar amounts. What you focus on is what you attract. And so if you're really focused on, getting a 50-cent savings or how much the price of a tank of gas is, those smaller amounts of money are going to be the kinds of money that are drawn to you more. So what you want to cultivate is speaking comfortably on large amounts of money. And so something that you can do that's very simple is just find some areas of conversation that you could talk about with your friends or with other people. Some easy ways to talk about this might be, if you know of a professional football player or basketball player that got a huge signing bonus, you could talk about, wow, Bob just made a signing bonus for about $5 million. And you throw that into conversation. You could talk about the sale of a very big company, how much it got sold for, or how much the CEO of this company over here is making. But just make it a habit to start interjecting into conversation more topics around large sums of money. The beautiful thing about this is that the more that you speak about about large sums of money, the easier it will become for you because of momentum and the law of attraction. See, it's really easy now for me to talk on the subject of money and talk about large sums of money because I do this on YouTube all the time. So I'm very comfortable with it now. But when I first started out, I was not comfortable at all. So make sure that you start talking about money in large quantities as much as you can so that you start acting more wealthy and you start to attract more money into your life. All right, now my third tip here on how to act wealthy when you're not is to do something that I've learned over time that's just so huge for abundance attraction. You will see people who are very abundant. They all do this. Okay, they all do this. Every single one of them that I've studied, they all do this. Okay, and so it's very important. It may rub you the wrong way at first a little bit, but hang with me because I'll give you some practical ways on how to do this. But it is to value your time over money. We want to appreciate money and we want to value it because what we value and appreciate grows. So this doesn't mean we're not going to value money. We're not going to appreciate it. But when given an option, okay, opt for the thing that's going to give you more time rather than the thing that's going to give you more money. So like I said, I'm going to give you a couple practical examples. So let me explain to you how I used to be and now how I am, so you can get a gauge on what this means. Before I learned about the law of attraction, one thing that I've talked about before on my channel is that I used to be one of those couponing ladies. You know, like I had like the binder full of coupons and I'd go in and like clear out the shelves so I could get a bunch of toothpaste for free. That was me, okay? And so before I understood this concept, I valued money more than time. So for instance, one morning I woke myself up on a Sunday, okay? And this is back when I worked a 9-to-5 job. So on my precious weekend, I woke myself up before 6 a.m. on a Sunday so that I could get to Walgreens before it opened, so that I could get a bunch of body wash for my husband at 50 cents a bottle. That was my goal, was to get to Walgreens to get body wash for my husband for 50 cents a bottle. Now, it gets worse. The first store that I went to, somebody else had already cleared the shelf. Okay, she got in there before me. I was like, oh my goodness. So I ended up racing from Walgreens to Walgreens to Walgreens, trying to get bottles of body wash for my husband at 50 cents a piece. I probably burned through about 2 hours of my day trying to get some body wash that my husband didn't even ask for 50 cents a bottle. Why? Because I valued the money more than my time. If you contrast that with today I hire someone to come to my house to wash my car because I don't want to take the time to go out there and spend maybe an hour, hour and a half and wash it myself. So what I do is I part with some money to get more of my time back. This is something really important when it comes to accelerating wealth, is that wealthy people understand that they can use time to get more money. They can use that time perhaps to sell more things, to work on their business, to make connections. They use their time to operate on a higher level. Now, if you don't currently have a lot of money, you may not have a business to work on, or you may not have other things to work towards. Let me give you a way that you could do this now that would be hugely helpful for you. Now, let's say that you have an opportunity to go wait in line to get something for a discount. A lot of people who do not have money, this is something that they will do. I know I used to. So let's say that there's a new Chick-fil-A opening up in town. I don't know if you know this about Chick-fil-A. When Chick-fil-A is open, if you're one of the first people in line, they'll end up giving you free Chick-fil-A for a year. And so I've seen this in my town a few times now, where a new Chick-fil-A will open, and for days before, people will camp out outside of the Chick-fil-A just so that they can get some coupons for free Chick-fil-A throughout the course of their year. That's a horrible, a horrible thing to be doing for your abundance game, because you're putting money over your time. If you find yourself in a position like that, tell yourself, no, I am not going to waste my time for money. Instead, I'm not gonna go sit in line at the Chick-fil-A, or I'm not gonna sit outside the store on Black Friday. I'm not gonna cut the coupons today. Instead, I'm gonna take that time and I'm going to invest it in learning more about abundance. So you could watch more abundance videos like this. And quick shameless plug, if you haven't watched my abundance playlist, you absolutely would love it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a link below in the description if you'd like to check out those videos. You could also read books on money. You could read books on tax strategies. You could take courses. You could learn how to build a business. But instead of squandering your time to save a few pennies or a few dollars, look at that time as a huge investment in your ability to learn how to attract more money. I'm telling you, when you get this thing turned around and you value your time more than your money, your abundance is really going to shoot through the roof. And if you have been waiting for my new manifesting program for business owners to open, just a quick note that it is actually going to be opening this week. My launch week for my brand new Entrepreneur Fast Lane Manifestation Program will be the 18th through the 25th of August. And during that time window, people who have signed up to be on the list for notifications will receive a 50% off coupon code so that they can get that course for half off. Now, I myself have manifested massive business success through the law of attraction. I didn't start with any money. I didn't start with any investors. I started with a laptop and an idea and some knowledge on the law of attraction, and I grew it from zero into a multiple six-figure income. And the beauty of this is that I'm not one of those people who's going to tell you have to work 80 hours a week. I actually really only work about 25 to 30 hours every single week. So I make lots of money and I essentially work part-time. So if you would like to learn how to either start a business or grow your existing business so that you can live a very successful life through the law of attraction and work and enjoy your business and have fun with it, please make sure to go ahead and sign up for the notifications. I am gonna go ahead and put a link below. If you sign up on that email list, I will also send you the code for 50% off so that you can get that course for half off during the first week. Additionally, if you are new to my work here, I would love to invite you to take my Law of Attraction test. If you would like to know for sure that you are the creator of your reality and what you think up here is what is created into your life, I've designed a very simple 5-minute test where you can prove it to yourself, put something out, and watch it come back. And to take that test now, please go to manifestingtest.com. Again, that is manifestingtest.com. I will also go ahead and put a link below in the description to the test as well, but manifestingtest.com is the direct link. Thanks so much for watching today's video on how to act wealthy when you're not. I really hope that you've enjoyed today's tips. And of course, I look forward to bringing you another video soon. Bye-bye.